Are you ready for pain? Are you ready for suffering? If the answer is yes, then you're ready.
Why I'm Team Amber. Just kidding. I don't have a team, but I want to talk about this photo behind me. So we heard from multiple people and all of them said, I did not edit this photo. Amber said, the difference between the photos is just that they're taken in different lighting, but I also did not edit this photo. It's hard to believe that they're two completely different photos because the little wisp of hairs, the little fine details in the photo, they're exactly the same between the two of them. And let me move out of the way so you can actually see them. And this is what someone did on Twitter. They overlaid the two photos and you can see that they look pretty much the same. The wisps look a little bit blurry and you see that the hair is kind of in the same position. So it doesn't seem like they're two different photos. To be fair, I think it's totally possible that Amber was like in a pose and then someone said, all right, hold on, let me turn on the light because you can't really see it, and she didn't move. That's possible, but here's my concern. But here's my thing, if we're going to say that she edited this photo, I think that also means that the photo is a real photo and that something did happen to her face. So take the argument that some people say she made these marks on her face with makeup. If she did that in this situation, I think rather than editing the photo, she just would have put more makeup on her face and retaken the photo and then deleted the first photo, and we never would have seen this photo where it was less red. We just would have seen a more red photo because she just retook the picture to make it look better. That being said, if it didn't seem like Amber was on the stand exaggerating so much, I think we could be having a very different conversation than the one that we're having now. It's very hard to believe her for a lot of people when she's describing such a brutal attack and then her injuries don't seem to match her descriptions. It's hard to believe her when she describes things and, Johnny apparently says things like, do you know how many pounds it takes to break a human wrist? And then when Rocky's retelling the story, the only thing he said was, get off my woman. It's hard to believe that he's a violent, aggressive monster when we have Josh Drew saying, even when he came in angry, I wasn't afraid of him. I was just concerned for the girls. And I think had she come on and seemed more honest and just telling her truth, however it was, I think that a lot more people would be able to have a more nuanced conversation about what they think happened. But because people perceive her as a liar, I think they're a lot rougher on her than they are on Johnny, because he seemed to have admitted up and owned up to his faults, and hers is more like finger pointer, it's all Johnny's fault. What do you guys think?
Classroom tour part 2. Yay! Actually changed some things up since the last tour, so this will be great. So I changed our social justice wall to this because we're trying out something new in my classroom, and this just makes everything a little bit more visible. They currently have their articles for the week, but these were the articles for the week. Books we're focusing on. Our current schedule. No one's updated the shows to watch or music. Social justice word wall is over here now. This is our classroom stage where students can hop on and present or lead. Current teaching point. This is our guided reading / book club section. Since it's Black History Month, we focused our book section here on Black authors and Black people in history and Black characters. Our classroom pledge. And then I don't have a teacher desk. I normally sit on the floor with the students or sit on the stage, and that's where I teach. I do have a teaching table where I store papers. Let me know if you have questions.
India Moore is a transgender actor, model, fashion designer, and activist. She just teamed up with Tommy Hilfiger to create a genderful clothing line, and profits will go to organizations protecting the LGBTQ community. India was raised Jehovah's Witness with a Puerto Rican teen mom and a Catholic immigrant father from the Dominican Republic. Due to conflict in her home, she left at age 14 because her own family was transphobic and couldn't handle her coming out. Therefore, she entered the foster care system. The purpose was to try to explore her identity, but she was in and out of more foster homes than she can remember. She started going to an after-school program at the Bronx Community Pride Center, where she saw her first trans woman. Shortly afterwards, she was landed with a foster parent who happened to be trans, and she started trying out some of the hormone replacement therapy. She said for the first time in her life, she didn't feel sad and she felt connected to her body. But unfortunately, her foster mom decided to stop giving her the hormones, forcing India to find a way to buy them online. She found a community through Facebook who told her they would be able to help her, but instead they trafficked her. In exchange for the drugs she needed, they forced her to sell her body, and she worked for them for over a year until one day she was badly beaten and finally escaped. What followed were more foster homes, a police record, and time in prison. She asked God, if this is all I have to expect of my life, just let me go. But if there's something more, please let me stay. She attempted to take her own life by hanging herself, but the rope snapped. She started to build a following on Instagram as an advocate for the trans community and eventually signed to a major modeling agency. She's been in campaigns for some of the world's biggest brands like Louis Vuitton and Dior and is on the show Pose. India's mother is now back in her life and they've begun to reconcile their relationship. She's quoted saying, as a Black woman of trans experience, my position in this society leaves me really no choice but to stand for the intersectional identities I hold.
Did you know? Of 100 people that go on a diet, 97% of those people will gain back the weight that they lose. So of all the weight that 100 people may lose on a diet, 97% of those people will gain back the weight they lost, if not more. If dieting was any other service, where there was a 97% failure rate, it'd be defunct. We wouldn't buy into it. You wouldn't go to a dentist who has a 97% failure rate. You wouldn't keep going back to them. And yet, with the diet industry and dieting services, we keep going back, despite the fact that it fails us.
Hello, Talk with Sky. I'm getting really tired of this word and this word. These words were not ever not used to describe queer people, but they are making a resurgence specifically against queer teachers. Fuck that noise. Because, making my classroom inclusive and reading books that show all identities, including queer identities, is exactly what this world needs. So to help out parents and educators who want to make their classroom inclusive, let's start sharing some books, shall we? I'm going to share 2 picture books right now that you can read. Whether that be at your school or just have them in your home library, support these authors. Here we have My Footprints, one of my favorite books. Isn't her hat so cute? This whole book is about this little girl coming home to her 2 moms and talking about why she was bullied at school. A classic, all are welcome. Showcasing a range of identities in our classrooms. What other book recs do you want to see?
Guys, we are so excited. We're literally so excited.
We have the most exciting news for you.
We just got invited to a PWC wedding.
Our first PWC wedding ever.
And my great uncle, as you guys might know, is a PWC, but I just have never really been immersed in the culture like that, and I'm just really excited to be able to have something that I can just tell all my PWC friends about. And it's interesting because it's really not, it's very different from a normal wedding.
Yeah, normally there's a couple thousand people, it lasts a couple days, there's lots of colors, we make sure to make it really, really colorful and fun.
Right, of course, yeah.
I mean, not that PWC weddings are also fun to be
yeah, they're also
it's just
fun.
We have to make sure the bride wears white.
Right, and we have to also sit down for most of it.
Yeah.
It's only a day or less.
Yeah, only a day.
And I think that we have to learn the YMCA dance.
Oh, yeah.
Which is interesting, not really our thing, but we'll try.
We'll try.
Start my day with coffee with oat milk creamer. I went to the dentist and then I stopped by Starbucks for a treat. I got that brown sugar drink. I think they made it wrong because it was not good. I had a bagel with vegan cream cheese and some eggs, and then I had this little mini cute Luna bar. I love these. They're such a good little treat. This was Olipop. Then I had some sweet potato chips with more of that vegan cream cheese. This was a weird snack, but I loved it. I had this salad, this pizza. Tomorrow I will.
I just want to make something clear. Like, I am skinny. It's just when I step on the scale doesn't know how to tell the difference between God's glory, which is immense, and my regular weight. So just don't trust what the number on the scale says.
Put a finger down, ditching diet culture edition. Put a finger down if you stopped weighing yourself. Put a finger down if you stopped tracking calories, weighing your food, and using apps like MyFitnessPal. Put a finger down if you just stopped dieting. Put a finger down if you have changed your mindset from using exercise as a form of punishment and just a way to burn calories, and now use it as a form of self-care. Put a finger down if you follow a diverse range of body shapes and sizes on social media. Put a finger down if you now focus on feeling fit rather than looking fit. And put a finger down if by doing all of those things, you feel so much better.